everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mariana and you're watching Lucifer's Library. In today's video we're doing the comfort reading tag, and what inspired this tag is the fact that I've read a lot of just heartbreaking books in March. Books that tore my heart out. My favorite character died, and towards the end of March I've been going through this contemporary romance, adult romance reading rush, and then I saw this tag and I was like, this is what I'm in the mood for right now. Let's do this tag today. Before we jump in, quick disclaimer, I've not seen any of the questions. I don't know what the answers are gonna be. This is either going to be a fail or a massive success. There's no in between. Question number 1, the Kettle's on. A book of steadfast comfort, always there for you, makes any day better, like a cup of tea or your favorite warm drink. I stopped drinking coffee, so I don't have it here. I should probably light a candle. No, but we're dealing with books today. I don't want to set anything on fire. That is the least comforting thing ever. Okay, I'm not gonna think too much about these answers. I'm just gonna give you the first book that came to mind, and that is A Discovery of Witches. I know Ashley is going to be reading this in April, and I'm super excited about it because this is one of my comfort reads. Now, as I was reading The Love Hypothesis towards the end of March, I just thought, oh, this kind of reminds me of A Discovery of Witches with the academia aspect of it, but only with this being paranormal and, you know, more life-threatening, whereas The Love Hypothesis is just cute and there's not really any attempts at the main character's life. But oh my goodness, this is a comfort read. This is my favorite fall read. I reread it last year again and I just love Matthew. I love Diana, how smart she is. She just makes me want to attend college for no reason. I don't even want to go to college. I mean, I do want to get a degree, but college is expensive, and this book makes me want to have the experience. Question number 2, Grandmother's Quilt. A book that reminds you of a loved one, or a comforting book that was given to you or read aloud to you by someone dear. I don't really get books from anybody except maybe from my sister. If she doesn't like them, then chances are I won't like them either, and nobody has ever read anything aloud to me. So a book that reminds you of a loved one. All right, listen, it's not the best book I've ever read, but I read it recently, and this book is the equivalent of a hug. Although I hate it when certain books, contemporary books, are marketed as romance when they are just more women's literature instead. And for that, I would say The Switch by Beth O'Leary. This is certainly chick lit or women's literature, whatever. Is there a difference? It is about Lena and her grandmother switching houses. Lena lives in London and her grandmother lives some outside of London basically, and they switch houses for I think 2 months, and Lena has to run errands that her grandmother would usually run, and her grandmother is trying to just make friends with Lena's friends and, you know, build a community in Lena's like complex or whatever that is, and just, you know, they try to get attached to new environments, make memories, have new adventures, and it's a lovely read. This feels like a hug, and it just reminds you that family is really important and how lucky some of us are that we have that family connection and that we have each other, and that everybody, or, you know, most people in our family are healthy. And it just reminds you that not everybody has that. Be appreciative of it rather than take it for granted. I don't know, this just reminds me of my grandmother. I associate this book with a knitted sweater or a knitted scarf, and maybe it's the cover. I just want to knit. I really liked it, although I did, like I said, expect romance where there's not a lot of romance in this. Warm Spices. A book with particularly vivid prose or imagery. A story comforting in its richness, depth, or vibrance. The only prose I've read is Clap When You Land. But if we're talking about vivid imagery, I would say the whole Binti trilogy is just so well written. I started it, I think, in 2020, and I read this trilogy in 2020, and it was my favorite trilogy of 2020, like my favorite books of 2020. It's so well written. I read a lot of books that I really liked in 2020, and I didn't expect that trilogy to be my all-time favorite because at the time I wasn't even a science fiction reader. I think I mostly became science fiction reader in 2021, but it became one of my favorite trilogies, and I definitely recommend it. And I also have to thank Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe for talking about this book on her channel and actually putting it on my radar. Question number 4, Candlelight, a book that keeps you going or encourages you when things feel dark. Alright, I'm gonna plug my own book even though you can't read it anymore. It's called Entangled by me, and this book is my therapy. This book has gotten me through a lot of hard stuff, just the worst stuff ever, and I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to share it with the world, even though I can't anymore. I don't have it online anymore because there were just these instances of it being stolen, and I'm not playing with my work anymore. And that book means the world to me, and I know I've been talking even on my other channel, my old channel, how much this book means to me, but it truly, even seeing the comments from people who have read it, it really warms my heart. You always want as a writer to be proud of your work, because at the end of the day, as long as you love it, but when everybody else likes it and takes something away from it, it's always that more rewarding. Question number 5, Laugh Medicine, a book that makes you laugh out loud or grin widely, coming to the rescue on the gloomiest days. Alright, I'm just gonna go with Clockwork Angel. I reread it in September, this book, and then in December I started Clockwork Prince, but that book made me so depressed. I didn't realize how depressing it was, so I had to put it down for later. But Clockwork Angel, damn, Tessa is so funny, and Will, their banter is impeccable. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, especially my favorite scene is with Six-Fingered Nigel. And if you've read this book recently, you would know, but it's so funny, and I love the banter, even with the jam. It's precious. This book is precious. Question number 6, In Bed All Day. You've got your warm drink, a cozy blanket, maybe grandmother's quilt. What do you read when you're curled up in bed all day? Or for a couple of hours anyway. I'm gonna say that I read Kindle romance books. Anything with a pregnancy trope, I'm in. Anything enemies to lovers, I'm in. However, I'm just gonna say a random book because there's no book currently that I'm thinking of, but I recently started Ice Planet Barbarians, and that is, I think, the last Kindle romance book that I've read. I mean, I know it's not just on Kindle, it's everywhere, but thank you TikTok for putting it on my radar and for I just got some news. Whew. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you TikTok or Book Talk for putting this book on my radar. I've seen it, you know, go on TikTok. Every single time that I've seen it, I was like, oh no, this isn't for me. Then I realized that the audiobook is 5 hours long, only 5 hours. And I was like, yep, I'm reading this. Even though it's science fiction. Listen, I like science fiction now sometimes. Then it's romance. I like romance. I didn't realize it was gonna be this smutty. And let me tell you, I was in it. I mean, not in it physically, but like, I was into it. I liked it. And that's how I gave it 4.5 stars. I am now currently reading book 2. I might read the entire series. And I know people who hate it. I understand you. Listen, I can see why somebody would think this is trash. But this is my kind of trash. So we're not trashing it today. I'm in a mood, can you tell? Anyway, moving on. What is with my voice today? It's very like low at the back of my throat. I can't speak normally. Usually it's like this, it's airy, it's light, it's happy. But today it's like really low. Oh, anyway, 7. Endless Comfort. A book that brings you solace, no matter how many times you reread it. I promise I didn't drink anything today. No alcohol, no coffee either. What was the question? A book that brings you solace no matter how many times you reread it. Alright bitches, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate today. Don't come at me. Listen, if you hate this book or this author, it's totally valid. I'm not here to fight you. I'm just here to say, my book, my comfort read. Sometimes. I haven't reread it in a while, but this book made me realize that fictional men will always be better than real men. I mean, I knew that already, but real men can never compare to fictional men. And all I want in my life is a Reese. All I want in my life is him. That's all I want. And if you're not him, bye. I'm happy being single and being a cat lady, crazy cat lady in my old age, okay? Cats are good. Cats are cool. Yeah, this is just me comforting myself. Alright, question number 8. Portable Hope. A book that restores your faith in humanity, faith in life, faith in yourself. A book that says, it's going to be okay. The world is full of good things and tomorrow will be better. I can't believe my first thought was to go look at the dystopian shelf. Where most of my favorite characters are already long dead. Since you've been gone! I'm gonna go for Second Chance Summer. This is a sad book. Don't read it if you don't wanna cry. The title seems happy, and it is summer in the title, meaning that you might probably think that it is a happy book because summery books are always so happy. But no, in this one, the main character's father has cancer and they go to the lake house for their final summer together. And in the end, this book just reminds me, life that I have right now, you know, having a father who is healthy-ish, who is not, you know, terminally ill, I am so fortunate. And this book just reminds me again, don't take anything for granted. Just love what you have. Love the people in your life that you have while you have them, before tragedy strikes. And I absolutely love that about this book. Plus, it's been a while since I read it. I think I read it in 2014. I've raved about this book many times ever since reading it first, and I haven't gone and reread it ever, so I might do that just to see if I'm not giving you bad book recommendations. But this book just made me cry. It touched my heart. It made me feel very fortunate that I'm not this character. That's so mean, but it's true. Luckily, this is all fiction for me. But I know that there are people out there who have to go through this, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. But, you know, it just reminds you, be grateful of everything that you have. Question number 9. A basket for your neighbor. Just as it's lovely to be comforted by books, it can be lovely to pass the comfort along. Imagining you were putting together a cozy comfort basket for your neighbor or friend, loved one, take your pick. Which books would you include? Alright, I'm not doing it for my neighbor. I'm doing it for my bestie, because my bestie is gonna be taken care of by me, okay? And so the first thing, I'm gonna be putting anything that has smut in it, okay? The Love Hypothesis, even though that one doesn't really have smut, but it has romance, so it's fine. I am also going to be putting just a couple of Kindle books that have my favorite tropes. What else? My bestie doesn't really know English. I mean, she knows English, but she doesn't really speak it that fluently, so I might have to be careful with what I pick. But I'm just gonna go with my own books, you know, my Babbling Neighbor Player's Game. That's gonna be fun. I am also going to be putting in it The Unhoneymooners. I don't know if she's gonna like this, but you know, anything contemporary I'm giving to her, because my bestie doesn't like to read fantasy. My bestie doesn't read anything at all, basically, but she might pick up a contemporary book. I'd also highly recommend her Crazy Rich Asians. This is one of my favorite contemporary books ever. I have to still continue with the series, and I really wanna. This movie is one of my favorite movies ever, but the book is so much better. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, moving on. Oh, also giving her second chance summer because I want to make her cry. I'm giving her We Were Liars, not telling her anything about it except that it's a fun read because I'm the devil. All right, we have a bunch of books in my lap and I'll be giving her after because she hated the movie and she might even hate the book more, but I love to watch her suffer. Then I'm gonna give her the Bro Code. Why is this title so hard to pronounce? I'm gonna give her the Bro Code just to see how she fares with high school stuff because, you know, not everybody likes to read books about high school and stuff. So then we have She's With Me. I think she's gonna like this because has a little bit of a mystery, what's happening with the main character, and also a little bit of danger. Then I might give her Revenge of the Sluts. Okay, this is for her because you never know what's gonna happen to you. No, I'm kidding. She is a very, very lovely, lovely, lovely person. But I'm giving this to her because I think this would highly benefit her. It's very educational, even as women. It is a feminist read that I genuinely think that everybody should read at least once. You know, build your standards. You have to start taking in all the resources. No, you have to start educating yourself and knowing your worth. Because as a woman, why would we settle for anything less? Anyway, My Life with the Walter Boys, the very first book on Wattpad that I've ever read, I think. And then we have, obviously, Chasing Fred. I need to finish it. I mean, I've read this book, but I need to read Always Read. Then we have Historically Inaccurate, which is such a fun read. I love this book. And then moving on, if she wants to cry, I'm gonna give her Get You. Okay, my camera shut down. Just because Get You the Moon is... It tugs at your heart a little bit, and if she wants to cry, I think this would be a lovely read. Also, The Cute Bad Way in Me, because it's becoming a movie and we're, you know, supporting our friends. Next up, we have Textrovert, which is my all-time favorite Wattpad book, I believe. I think this might still be my favorite Wattpad book, okay? And by the time I'm done with her, she's gonna be so sick of contemporary books, she's gonna want to read anything else. Also, when she got on the airplane, because she's currently in Portugal, she's been studying in Portugal for the past month. I mean, she left in February, so the past 2 months. Anyway, she asked me to give her a book to read on an airplane, and I have this other friend whose favorite series that I've ever let her borrow is the Lux series. And that makes me think, okay, Yanya might like this. So I gave her the Lux series, the first 2 books, to take with her to, you know, on an airplane. And now she has them and I don't have them here with me. I hope she doesn't forget them in Portugal. But I think she might like that as well. So that would also be in the basket. but that's a lot of basket stuff. And for now, I think we're done. Oh, I can't believe I didn't any Jennifer Armentrout book. I think any Jennifer Armentrout is amazing. And anything that's enemies to lovers, to be fair. Alright, I'm probably annoying you. I'm in such an annoying mood today. I can already tell I'm gonna hate editing this video. Question number 10. Walk in the woods. Though we'd like to stay curled up indoors with our books forever, or at least I would, we've got to venture into the world again sometime. A walk in the woods always helps me. I live by the woods, by the way. My neighbors are animals, are trees, are the wildlife. A walk in the woods always helps me feel refreshed, unless I happen upon a spider or something, but let's not think about that. Tell us about a book with beautiful nature, writing, or a book that restores your peace. Ooh, I'm thinking of a non-fiction book. I might go for a non-fiction book, just because spirituality, you know, restores your peace. Ooh, no. Okay, a little self-promo again. I've had this book, Spring Break, and people are gonna hate me again if you're a reader on Wattpad, and I keep talking about the books that I've taken down. Spring Break. I'm sorry, I don't mean to tease you, but Spring Break is my favorite comfort read next to Entangled. It's so I love it. I want to live there. Even though Coral Reef is fictional, I want to live there, okay? Just the tropics and beaches and, you know, small towns, happy neighbors, you know, close-knit community. Oh, I love that. I love that. And I think, all right, we finally came to the end of all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry. I know I was annoying today, but please consider subscribing if you have not been scared off. and you know, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm so sorry for teasing you all with my works. By the way, today is April 1st, which means it is the start of Camp NaNoWriMo. No, I'm not gonna talk about the April Fool's Day because I've been falling for stuff all freaking day. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.